Come on, come on, spontaneous views. This is part 2 to the Angie Stone death conspiracy, however you want to look at it. Last video on my part 1, I concluded with the video from the Caucasian lady that supposedly helped Angie Stone. Her name was simply Courtney. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Now that I look at this whole situation, especially with her, I don't know if she was lying, but she was. Her story just wasn't. It wasn't meshing. When I sat back after the first video I did and I listened to all the information that's still coming out, it's so much information. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call this like a freelance video, because I'm gonna go through videos and I'm gonna talk about them, but there's information that's coming out like every day. Is something new, and I want to capture everything, and I don't want to feel rushed into providing the information because there's so much. Forgive me, I'm working, but I'm working from home, and I'm honestly, they've been getting on my nerves. So I need a woosah moment. So this is a perfect time for me to just dive right on into part 2. This is dealing with this first video. I told y'all I was going to deal with the driver. A lot of things has been coming out with the Sprinter van. Leethal Carter. He has a lot going on with him. Again, I got videos from other YouTubers. Forgive me if it's ads that pop up. We don't care about that. We trying to get to the nitty gritty, and we trying to solve this homicide. Let's go. We're trying to deal with the Leethal Carter. Supposedly he wasn't even supposed to even have a driver's license. Anyway, let's go. This is crazy.
And I am going to play it. Now, this video is
shout out to Miss Lowdown.
Paperwork Party. Shout out to him. Paperwork Party. I gotta put it up there because he found this information, okay? Listen to this mess right here, y'all.
Leethal Carter was the driver of the 2001 Sprinter that killed Angie Stone. His arrest record, as you can see, is a very vicious rap sheet. 85 and 75 speeding, parole violation 2002, forgery first degree felony 2001, sentence pled guilty, forgery first degree felony 2001, $62,000, driving while license suspended, 2000, driving while license suspended, again 2001, forgery second degree, transferred to state, forgery second degree, simple battery 2000, investigative charges was closed, possession of tools for committing a crime, and
y'all already know where my man goes. Lethal weapon. You put this man in a car with your mother.
Right. Now, hold up. Now, let me elaborate a little bit. Apparently, Angie Stone didn't know about this guy. For what I'm hearing, I'm going to get to that on my next video. But to briefly speak about it, I don't think, or we don't think, allegedly, keep in mind, everything that I say in this video is alleged. It's alleged. Even though we know it's some foul play, it's alleged. She didn't know about this guy. They supposedly changed drivers. They didn't know. They had an argument within the van because they didn't know about him. Then come to find out, this man has all of this rap sheet from driving, had a suspended license. Why would Angie Stone be that comfortable, or anybody else in the vehicle? Now you have one person that's coming out, supposedly talking Murphy. I think Sharita Murphy. I'm not saying her name. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly. She's one of the twins. She's finally coming out. There's a lot of things going on that need to be explained, but this is wild. She didn't even know this guy.
People don't do no homework on these people that's working for them anymore. Like, this makes no sense, y'all. This further tells me something ain't right about this whole situation. You can go to Paperwork Party with 3 Ys on IG, and you can see everything that he posted. He posted up all of his arrest records and everything, y'all. It's all posted up. Y'all can't tell me this wasn't a setup, okay? Ain't no way in the world. Your mama is a big-time celebrity and you not doing your homework? Like, if I'm not even a big-time celebrity, but if I'm about to let my mama get in a car with somebody, you best believe their license ain't gonna be suspended.
Right.
This is a career felon with a suspended license. He don't even have the proper paperwork to drive her around, okay? Lord have mercy. I cannot even believe this. Y'all, ain't no way in the world.
Ain't no way.
I'm going.
And not only that, this is my take on it. In this situation, I should say. He was obviously put there to do something. Me personally, I've been diving back and forth with this thought about, was she even in the vehicle? Or if she was, how was she I'm still puzzled as how she the only one that died. How did she get unalived? It's a lot of stuff going on that's not making sense. But I don't want to get into that. Let me see if I can finish this up, and I'm gonna go to the next video.
Find the best driver I know. If I want somebody to take my mama somewhere, and I'm not gonna be able to do it, I'm gonna find somebody that
First degree.
No, let me go back.
Possession of
all that stuff gonna be up the park. If this wasn't a setup, y'all, I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm gonna finish playing this stuff.
Listen to this.
1998 possession of cocaine, and 1997 credit card theft, and 1994 theft by deception, 1993 let me see, forgery first degree.
Straight criminal.
1992 forgery first degree. 1992 theft of service. 1991 forgery first degree. Credit case without case. 1990 burglary. 1991 converted. Let me see.
How was he even out of jail?
This is the rap sheet of the driver. The driver of the Sprinter should have never been driving.
No.
This guy has more felony.
Why in the world did they hire this man?
And then I'm hearing not only did he get hired, I'm hearing that the arguments that they were having within the van before it flipped, what I'm hearing is that they were arguing about who hired the guy. So they didn't even know who hired the guy. They were saying, no, this person hired him. No, this person hired him. No, you hired him. How do you not know who hired the guy? Like, what are we doing right now? How, dude, like, what? I can't believe I'm listening to this. Not only listening, how was he even liable to even grab car keys or a key fob for this Sprinter van to go in the driver's seat and put his seatbelt? Like, how was he able? Something obviously was blocked or blinded in that moment as to who was the driver, who hired him, so forth and so on. How in the world you're telling me that this guy with this long rap sheet was able to drive around a celebrity, and then saying that they said that they were arguing in the van because he was driving too fast, he wouldn't slow down? Like, what is going on? Then what's puzzling, I think I'm gonna get to it, he had his girlfriend there. So was the girlfriend she couldn't have been in the van. So they said he made a call after the accident. They said he made a call to someone. Who did he call? Then the 18-wheeler, still the guy, I think his name was Jared. Oh man, Carrington. I forgot his name just that fast. It might pop up on here somewhere, but family, let's put this together. I'm about to conclude this first video.
Y'all, why? I gotta, and I ain't gonna be able to put no pictures up because somebody just sent me this, but I am about to put up his numbers real quick. I just want to take a quick peek to see what comes up under this man's name because, I mean, the rap sheet says it all. Who in the world would put their mama's life in
And
this
had this
car?
guy
This
driving
just
like
goes
this.
to show you, ain't no way in the world. This is crazy.
Let me see if I got some
Yeah. Which makes you wonder, did people know about some stuff? I'm just saying that stayed behind. This is crazy on so many levels. Trojan is coming up, y'all. And y'all remember, I was just talking about the Trojan to get you from the inside out. So if they want to get to you, they'll get somebody in your inner circle or place somebody on the inside to get you.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy, y'all. I can't even. Marked is coming up like you've been marked. Tornadoes coming up like a storm. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay, she's not really saying much. Her video about to end, but yeah. I'm not going to really conclude from Leethal Carter. Carter, that's a very interesting last name, Carter. Sean Carter. Carter, he's connected. I'm not saying this is all alleged. I'm just saying. First of all, with the first name Leethal Carter, I wonder if that's his real name. That guy should have never been driving this vehicle. This is another video. His name is Stone Paxson. A lot of people have been mentioning his name. Apparently, Angie Stone has been in contact with this particular guy before her passing. She contacted him because she was trying to get her royalties back, and she contacted him, and he created a team. I think it's the TBC group. Don't quote me on that. It's I got so much going on with this story. They're still in position to try to help out Angie Stone in this situation as far as royalties and money, because she's definitely owed. I said in my last video 10, 15 million. I'm hearing almost 50 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you think that owing somebody that kind of money, they're not going to try to take them out? And then she already had them situations that happened with the needle and the staph infection and the blood infection. And then she said she felt like people was following her. I think about this before I play this video. They say in the music industry, people are up under a MK Ultra. MK Ultra is like a trance that you're in, kind of like what they say Kanye West is in. And when they awaken from this MK Ultra, they start to realize things. This is my take on it. I don't understand. To me, she would have had to been up under a spell. And I'm not trying to talk down about this. You know, this happens. What I'm trying to say is that when you have celebrities that come to, like what Angie did back in December when she started realizing, like, there's no way I'm at 63 years old and I'm traveling the country having to do shows, and I've done all these albums, I wrote all this material, I've done all these things, and now she's starting to come to. At the time when she was in her height, when she was doing these, songs and stuff, did she really not know all of the monies that she were missed? Like, something she would have had to been up under some type of trance for her to now come to and be like, man, because $50 million, man, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Man, that's a lot of money. This is Stone Paxson. He's going to talk about just about everything in a nutshell. Let's go.
Somebody sent me a video about the truck driver, which is something I already knew, but I appreciate you sharing that with me. And this video is stating that the truck driver quit his job and his wife said he's gone missing. Now, I don't know if that's true.
That ain't true.
You guys don't know if that's true.
Missing? Where he went at?
But what I do know is that sometimes when you're dealing with such a high priority situation like this, some people purposely kind
Of
of
course, the wife is going to come out and say,
put
yeah, he's
themselves
missing.
out of the
Of
way so
course.
that they don't have
She
to
don't
deal with
want
the
him to get
media, people
prosecuted.
asking them a million questions. Okay, so I don't personally believe he's gone. He's disappeared, or
No.
nobody can find him. I believe that's by design. That's my
Yes.
belief. Okay.
Yes. I mean, come on.
Let's get into
Let's.
the morning of that accident. That morning, I got a text from somebody in the circle, and they said Angie is dead. And I was like, oh shit, you know. I was like, what? And I was in disbelief. And then I called her, and actually, this was actually Juanita Wynn. It was Juanita Wynn. I try not to, my people in my circle, sometimes, I might not mention a name, and sometimes I will mention a name. It just depends. But so Juanita texted me, and she said, her exact words, and it was 9 in the morning. So she said, Angie's dead. And I was like, damn. I was like, what? And I couldn't believe it, so I was shocked. So I called her, and she said it, and I started crying. She had a whole bunch of calls coming in, so she had to get off the phone. I get another phone call, and that was that said person I was talking about yesterday, right? I mean, the said person I was talking about on part 3 called me, and that said person was talking to me, and everything was still in the mix. And the best time to catch something when it's happening is the reason why when police are doing investigations, they have that first 48 hours because they know all the information is fresh and everything is more organic. And they're going to get more straight up answers from people, right?
Right.
So, mind you, this had just happened. So everybody was at the hospital. So when this said person, that's the sleeper cell I was talking about.
Okay, so let's pause right there. So what he's saying now is that everybody was at the hospital. Okay. A van supposedly flipped 3 times. When he say, now I don't know what he's saying, if everybody's at the hospital, are they in rooms getting treated, or are they there to visit Angie? Because again, they were all in the same van. It flipped over multiple times. I'm pretty sure there had to have been other injuries. When he said that they were at the hospital, what were they doing at the hospital? Because they were in the same van as Angie, if I'm not mistaken, the same Sprinter van that flipped 3 times, which I'm still trying to having a hard time understanding. I know what a Sprinter van looks like, and for that to flip 3 times, like, what happened? Like, I'm family. I'm gonna try to get to it, but I'm listening to him carefully as what he's saying. They were at the hospital. Were they being treated at the hospital, or did they just go to the hospital to see Angie? That would be kind of weird because weren't they all in the same van? Shouldn't they all be getting treated?
About called me. We started talking, and she started telling me about the accident. She started giving me detail. I was like, what happened? And she started telling me, and I was like, damn. And I started asking questions. Well, who, what, and and who was you, what, and who was sitting where, and where, and the details started to unfold. And certain things didn't make sense to me even right then, even to her. She was saying to me, something don't make sense. She even told me that later on, I'll talk about that. But anyway, so she's telling me what happened, and I'm like, dang, that's just kind of crazy. And, this person got hurt. Everybody else is alive. Angie's gone. I said, damn, that's weird. I was like, it's kind of weird. I said, damn, Angie's the only person that passed away. Yeah. So she was like, yeah. She's like, and she was saying that stories didn't match, that one person was saying this. Somebody said they had held Angie. The other person said they were the ones that held Angie, was like lifted her up or something like that, man.
Hold up.
I was like, well, what's the story? And
Hold up. Who lifted her up? So where is this Simply Courtney Caucasian woman that says she came by and just, what is going on here? Who now y'all arguing about who lifted her up? What lifted her up from what? What's going? All right, family, let me go because I'm about to really just.
And she was just like, I don't know. She said, nobody know. First of all, she was saying everybody in the band didn't know anything. She said, well, they can't remember nothing. That's what she said. She said, well, nobody can remember anything.
Refresh your home with the full makeover
I hate these
inside and
ads,
out
but-
at Farmers Home
What?
Furniture. Drift into sweet
What?
dreams with the Davy.
And I said, well, dang.
You don't what? All right.
I said, well, that's kind of strange. And the ones that did say something, the stories were conflicting with each other. One person said they did this, the other person said that they did that, right? And I thought that was interesting. Now, in the middle of her telling me these stories, sorry, you guys, here looking all crazy. Anyway, in the middle of her telling me these stories, she said something strange, man. Like, the detectives were in the hospital. I could hear them talking in the background. I couldn't make out what. I don't even think they knew she was on that phone. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that the detectives knew that she was on the phone, because if they were, I don't even think they would have been talking to her or saying certain stuff. But I could hear the guys in the background, and she ended up saying she's gonna step outside or something like that. But so she started saying some of the strangest shit to me. She started saying, she said, what she said, and the driver, that's what she said. She said, and the driver, I said,
I'm going to conclude
and
with
I'm
this.
crying. Now, mind you, this whole time we're talking, I'm crying at full speed. I'm crying at level 10, you guys. I'm screaming. I'm honestly, like, I haven't cried like this since my mom passed and my dad. So she said, you're on speaker. I said, I don't give up. I didn't care who was hearing me cry. And so she steps outside, I think, or outside of the area where anybody can hear her talking. She said, yeah, and the driver's acting kind of weird and stuff. That's the shit she said to me. She said something about his eyes was doing something. Then she said, then he acting all funny and shit because his girl is here with him, right? I said, what? She said, he's acting kind of funny. I said, what does that have to do with, I said, Angie just passed. What does that have to do with it? She says, I'm just saying. Because just a week ago, he's talking about eating my ass. I was like, whoa. So it kind of, that shocked me. I was like, well, damn, where did that come from? Like, because I didn't expect to hear that. So I was like, damn, that's kind of weird. Now, it didn't dawn on me at that moment what that person said to me, but I still found it to be strange that person said that to me. I said, damn, what a...
Ooh, it's a lot to unpack here. Okay. For what I'm hearing, and I'm going to have to do a part 3. Obviously, you could tell I got to do a part 3. What I'm hearing is that he was supposedly messing around with one of the women that was in the van. He was upset that his girl came. But my thing is, do you live in Alabama? Because how did your girl come to? Was she already at the concert, at the show with Angie Stone? Like, why were you upset that she came to the hospital? That's what I'm not understanding. If you got upset, that means you didn't want to get exposed from the relationship that you were trying to have with somebody that was in the van. We're trying to put 2 and 2 together. You said they said you were acting suspicious there. Why were you acting suspicious because of what happened, or were you acting suspicious due to the fact that you're messing around, trying to mess around with this person that was in the van, and you knew your girlfriend was there? Like, we're trying to make that correlation too, but this I'm gonna try to conclude this. Man, this is
why she would tell me that, right? So I was like, all right, cool. Fast forward to the next day, I'm getting other calls and stuff in the circle, and I find out this said person was the one that set up the whole, getting the Sprinter, right? So that kind of messed me up, because then I started to replay. Well, that's kind of weird. If you got the Sprinter, like think about what I'm saying, you guys. If you, this shit is so fucked up. Excuse my language. if you knew this guy's got a rap sheet of like 80-page rap sheet of all kinds of shit that he's done. You know, his rap sheet of, you know, felonies and shit, all kind. I mean, the shit is long. Y'all can go look it up and find it for yourself. But if you knew this dude didn't have license, if you knew this dude was already a criminal, if you knew this dude was dark-seated cat, why would you use this guy? Why was it not Angie's original driver that would always drive her?
Wow.
Why was it this guy that never, ever drove her? Why would it not be the original driver that she had used through the years? Why? This guy. That's what my question was.
All right, family. That's a lot right there already. I don't want to make this video long again. These videos be going by fast. I don't be trying to make it that long. But this is going to conclude part 2. I'm going to play a little bit more just to end it off. But as you can see, that's why I played the first video and I played this one so I could kind of put it together and we could kind of see that obviously something ain't right.
To the circle. Why was this guy the choice? So now you guys, and this is coming within the circle. I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not saying allegedly or none of this. This is coming within the circle. Now there's an argument. Now there's an inner argument on who rented the Sprinter. What person? Now this person is saying they weren't the ones to rent the Sprinter. Everybody.
Okay, we're gonna conclude from right there. Part 3, I'm gonna finish off with this supposed argument as to who rented the van. That might be the next title of part 3. Excuse me. We tapped into some things today, but again, I don't want to make it too long because our attention span is not that long, and you know how it is. So I'm going to conclude. This is part 2 of what happened with Angie Stone. Next video, like again, I'm going to conclude with this Leethal Carter, and I'm going to touch into what the son has found in the autopsy, that he had to do another autopsy. Yeah, this is going to get even better and better, family. Come on, spontaneous views.